Be continued.
Here's what Tony Scott said about this. Part of the pleasure of watching it comes from never knowing quite what will happen next. Not that everything that happens is pleasant. Wes Anderson's world may be a place of wonder and caprice, but it is also a realm of melancholy and frustration, as if all the cool, exotic bric-a-brac has been amassed to compensate for a persistent feeling of emptiness.
Wow.
Any of that ring true with you?
Yeah. You know, I mean, I don't see myself as amassing bric-a-brac, but I definitely think, this movie, it's not, it's a comedy, but then it turns into something darker, I guess. Halfway through the movie, there's a shift. And I think, all the movies that I've made have been movies that aren't entirely comedies. They're comedies and they're dramas and I'm sure they're about emptiness.
You said this about your films. I like the idea that my movies can all go on a shelf together and they are connected. I'm perfectly fine if that's the case, that they're of the same ilk in some way. There are plenty of other shelves that people can go to and sit to, and I don't feel obligated to run the gamut.
Yeah, yeah.
So what would be that connectiveness of most of your movies?
Well,
why would they be on the same shelf?
I think that's me responding to somebody criticizing me for making the same movie over and over again, probably, which I get. And I think it's, it's because I deal with the similar themes, but I don't usually think about themes when I'm writing. And there are probably connections among the kinds of characters. I use a lot of the same actors over and over again. And I guess there's visual stuff that you can link from one movie to another. A lot of things that I do the same way every time. But it's just the way I like it, and I feel like it's a mistake for me not to do it, not to do that. If I feel like if I feel like I have an idea what the best thing is for the story, I would just want to follow that, even if it does mean that people can tell it's me.
Here's what else you said. People who like weird people, I guess, are more likely to like my films than people who call people weirdos.
Yeah, I stand behind that.
You like weird people, yes.
It's kind of hard for me to understand me in the way I've phrased that, but I think I get it, and I agree with it.
Yeah. You like people.
I would say
people who call people weirdos, not people you like.
I would say. I'm sure I call people weirdos all the time, but I think, but probably what I'm in a very odd way trying to get at is that I don't think like people always refer to my movies as quirky, and they think the characters are weird. And for me, I can understand that point of view about them, but almost every character in any movie I've ever made is based on somebody in real life or based on a combination of real people. So even if I take it to a slightly odd place, to me those are all real people, and they're characters that mean something to me beyond. I'm not interested in the quirks. I'm interested in the whole sum of the character.
If your movies are weird, people are weird.
Yeah. Yes.
Why this movie?
Well, this one came about, I wanted to make a movie in India. That was really the beginning of it. Yeah. I wanted to go to India and learn about it. I hadn't been. Yeah. And I had become fascinated with India, really from movies, particularly the movies of Satyajit Ray, the filmmaker Satyajit Ray.
You ever wanted to act in your own movies?
No, not really. No.
Well, you say not really, so just maybe.
Yeah, no, I know.
So maybe. So yes. Just yes.
I guess I could do it. I did act in I acted in a commercial, a TV commercial. I did an American Express commercial, and it was fun.
Yeah. What did you like about it?
Well, they treat you better. They take care of you. They're people whose job is just to take care of you. No, when you're acting.
Oh, when you're acting, yeah.
Actors are coddled.
They want you to look good. They want you to be rested. They want you to be perfect performance.
People escort them everywhere they go. They although the way we did this movie in India, we didn't have any of that stuff.
In fact, they did their own makeup.
They
did
brought their own
food.
No
they
trailers.
Prepared for each other. I think someone said Owen cooked oatmeal for Adrian or something like that.
Well, Owen's good with oatmeal. That's one of his. That's in his repertoire. So yeah, so he can always do that.
So what did you do?
Those are very healthy guys.
Yeah. Well, how did you get these guys to do this for?
Do it in that style, because they're used to trailers and all that stuff.
Exactly right. Entourages and PR people and
none of that stuff.
7 personal assistants.
Exactly, and that stuff gets in the way. And
so how'd you get him to do it? Would you say no baggage?
It was
no baggage.
Yeah, no baggage. It was simple because Jason was one of the writers, so he was already in the loop on it. And Owen, when I went to him and said the script,
you seem to maintain. You seem to be, to me, just at a glance, to be somebody who really has enjoyed, cultivated, served, been enormously satisfied by your friendships. I mean, you're a guy that delves into friendships, and out of that comes work, comes companionship, comes movies.
Yeah, no, that's true. I've always worked with my friends, and sometimes I worry that I enjoy working with my friends. Sometimes I worry that I'm not challenging myself because I enjoy it so much.
Yeah.
But I think that goes into my movies. I think that maybe you can feel it when you see the movie on the screen. That these people, these collaborators,
almost in a repertory way,
yeah. Yeah, and and most of my life is spent making these movies. I mean, this is the main thing I do. I mean, it's really the only thing I do. So they better be friends.
You have no life outside of movies?
Not a lot.
Yeah?
Not a lot, because they take a lot of time.
How are you different as a movie maker today than you were, say, 5 years ago, 7 years ago?
Well, when I first made a movie, I was much more confident. The first movie I made, I was the most confident I've ever been until it was shown publicly. Literally, the night that it was shown publicly, my confidence went away.
It just evaporated.
It evaporated.
Now, why did that happen?
Well, 85 people walked out of the theater in the middle of the movie. I retreated.
That'll play hell with your confidence, won't it?
That gets to you.
Where are you going?
The
ending is great.
I went up to the projection booth because I couldn't handle being in the room anymore, and I watched them, and I'd see someone kind of rustling, and I just say, please don't let them pick up their handbag. Just leave if they're going to the bathroom, that's fine. But when they gather their stuff, they're not coming back.
What else might you do if you didn't make movies? Write books?
Maybe write books. I wanted to be a writer before I started making movies. That was what I wanted to be. I also wanted to be an architect at a certain point. So I don't know if I would have done one of those things. I don't know if I would have had. I don't know if making movies. I'm lazy. But when I work on movies, I work all the time because I get obsessed with it, and I don't know if I would have had I don't know if I would have the same. If I'd be able to work in the same way in some other field.
Well, why did you think you wanted to be an architect?
I don't know. I don't know. I like buildings.
You've seen Atlas Shrugged, or you've seen The Fountainhead.
I hadn't at that time. I think I just liked buildings. I liked floor plans and things like that when I was a kid.
Well, do you have some smart apartment somewhere?
It's not too shabby.
I mean, you care about it, right?
I spent a lot of time designing it. Yeah.
Yeah. How about clothes? Are you fastidious about clothes?
I don't know.
I mean, you don't know. You know, or you don't know.
I guess a lot of people. Sometimes other people ask me about clothes. I'm in a Vogue.
Well, yeah, of course you are.
I know.
Men's Vogue, by the way.
I know, and I feel silly about it, though. It's not. It just seems like when I'm interested in movies, but I do like clothes. There's no way to deny. I like costumes for characters, and I do like clothes.
You like style. I mean, do you like fashion? Do you like? It's costume. I mean, you like the idea of fashion.
Yeah.
And whatever role fashion plays in our society.
And I especially like them for characters and stories. The costume means a lot about the character.
It's always great to have you here.
Thank you.
Much success with this film. I think we had a real good